You don't need capital, you need leverage. Most people confuse the two, and it's the reason 90% of start a business advice online is useless to someone with an empty bank account. Here's the truth nobody puts in the title. No money doesn't mean no cost ever. It means you start with what you already have: time, skill, and attention, and you let the business fund itself as it grows. Every founder who claims they started with nothing actually started with something: a skill, a network, free time at night. What they didn't have was cash. That distinction changes everything about how you should move. Let's talk about why most people fail before they even start. They spend week 1 building a logo, week 2 picking a business name, week 3 arguing with themselves over whether to register an LLC or form an S Corp. By week 4, they still haven't made a single dollar, and they're exhausted from work that generated zero revenue. None of that is a business. That's decoration around a business that doesn't exist yet. A business is one person paying you for something. Everything else is furniture. Step 1. Pick a model that doesn't require inventory or upfront cash. There are really 3 that work with a genuinely empty budget. The first is freelance services: writing, design, video editing, bookkeeping, virtual assistants. You're not building anything, like you're selling hours and a skill you already have. The barrier to entry is close to zero because the only inventory is your time. The second is digital products: templates, presets, spreadsheets, ebooks, mini courses. You build the thing once and it sells an unlimited number of times with no shipping, no manufacturing, no restocking. The trade-off is that it takes longer to get your first sale because you need an audience or a distribution channel before the product can move. The third is content and audience building: YouTube, a newsletter, TikTok, a podcast. You're not selling anything at first. You're building attention and monetizing later through ads, sponsorships, or affiliate links. This is the slowest path to your first dollar, but it compounds the hardest over time. Dropshipping gets marketed constantly as a no-money business, and technically the inventory cost is zero, but the real cost hides in advertising. Thin margins, rising ad costs, and total dependence on a platform's algorithm make it one of the shakiest options on this list, not the easiest. Step 2. Get one paying customer before you spend a cent. This is the step almost everyone skips, and it's the only one that actually matters. Don't build a website first. Don't register a business entity first. Don't buy software first. Find one human being willing to pay you for something. That's it. That's the entire validation you need before investing another minute into infrastructure. How do you find that person with zero budget? Cold outreach on LinkedIn to people in your target market. Posting in niche Facebook groups where your future customers already hang out. Replying directly to job postings on Reddit or Upwork instead of waiting for clients to find you. Direct messages to accounts on Twitter or Instagram who've expressed the exact problem you solve. None of this feels glamorous. It feels like begging. It isn't. It's distribution, and distribution is the only thing standing between an idea and a business. Step 3. Use free tools until revenue tells you to upgrade. Canva handles design work that used to require Photoshop. Google Workspace handles documents, spreadsheets, and email professionally enough for any client. A free trial of Gumroad or Shopify lets you test whether people will actually buy your digital product before you pay a monthly fee. Free tier landing page builders let you collect emails and take orders without owning a website. The mistake isn't using free tools. The mistake is upgrading to paid tools before revenue justifies it. Let your first customers pay for your second tier of tools. Don't front the cost yourself. Step 4. Reinvest the first dollars, not the fantasy ones. A lot of advice tells you to invest in your business before it exists. Buy the course, buy the ad credits, buy the premium software. That's backwards when you're starting with nothing. The real sequence is get paid first, then reinvest that specific money into whatever accelerates growth. Client 1's payment funds a small ad test, or pays for outsourcing the one task you're worst at, or funds a better tool that saves you 5 hours a week. Client 1's money finds client 2. That's the entire flywheel, and it doesn't require a single dollar of your own savings. Now let's talk about the mistake almost nobody warns you about: confusing busy with progress. Spending 3 hours perfecting a logo feels like work. It isn't work that generates revenue. Spending 3 hours sending 15 cold messages to potential clients feels like nothing because most of them won't respond. But it's the only activity in that list that can turn into a paying customer. If an activity doesn't either get you closer to a sale or make an existing customer happier, it's decoration. Cut it, at least until you have actual revenue funding the decoration. Let's walk through what this looks like for each of the three models so it's not abstract. If you're doing freelance services, find 5 potential clients today, send 5 direct messages describing the exact problem you can solve for them, and offer to do the first project at a discount in exchange for a testimonial. That testimonial becomes your entire portfolio. If you're building a digital product, build the smallest possible version of it this week. Not the polished version, the rough one. And sell it to 5 people in a relevant online community before building anything else. Their feedback tells you whether to keep building or pivot entirely. If you're building content and an audience, post daily for 30 days on one platform, in one specific niche, and track which single piece of content performs best. Double down on that exact angle instead of spreading across 5 formats at once. One more thing worth saying plainly. Starting with no money means you'll move slower than someone with $10,000 in ad spend. That's fine. Slow and profitable from day one beats fast and burning cash you don't have. The businesses that survived their first year aren't the ones that spent the most. They're the ones that found a paying customer the fastest and reinvested wisely from there. So here's the entire thing distilled into one sentence. The businesses that start with zero money and actually survive share one habit. They get a paying customer before they build a brand. Skip the logo. Skip the perfect website. Skip the LLC paperwork for now. Find someone willing to pay you this week and build everything else around that one transaction. That's how you start with nothing, and that's how almost everyone who says they bootstrapped it actually did.